El próximo 22 de enero a la medianoche, HBO Max estrena Yolo, Silver Destiny, la serie animada para adultos que cuenta las aventuras surrealistas de Sarah y Rachel, los jóvenes que seguirán la travesía en su búsqueda de nuevas experiencias. Kienyke.com conversó en exclusiva con el elenco, que con su voz le dan vida a esta historia.
Yolo season 2, Silver Destiny, will be essentially a continuation of season 1, but hopefully weirder and more creative and sillier. All the things that made season 1 so special to us, we've tried to push the envelope. We got some really, really talented artists, and our writers' room was very fun on this one. So yeah, I think it's going to be a continuation, but better, which is how you hope a season 2 go. So it's like I made Yolo as a short years ago, and it was just a little animation YouTube short where two girls go out and party and it's just chaos. And Adult Swim, I've been working with them on various stuff like a Bushworld Adventures, Rick and Morty short, and they wanted to do kind of like a Australian, really kind of crafty looking show, and it ended up being Yolo. Really at the very beginning, I was like, how can we stretch this into a whole season? I was worried about it a little bit, but working with other writers and, Todd and Sarah, it just, this whole world opened up of opportunity. And like Todd and I grew up together, so we put a lot of kind of weird, I guess you could say, in-jokes or strange kind of stuff we think is funny, especially like, we've been playing like kind of weird music and things for years, so we put a lot of that into there. And it turned into this kind of fun little crafty passion project. And the girls, Sarah and Rachel, really are the anchor of it and progress the story. But it's such a great show where we can just put in a lot of silly and weird side jokes and characters. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I think Sarah is very much our protagonist and grounded character, where a lot of the real life issues are funneled and channeled through her. Because it is a very surreal show and surreal world. It's nice to have a character that feels more real. It's almost, I always think of it like there's this chaotic Yolo universe, and Sarah, this innocent poor girl, has just been thrown into it, and she has to deal with it. So yeah, you'll see kind of realistic issues kind of funneled through her and her relationship with Rachel. Todd and Sarah, did you want to speak to anything?
Well, I think it feels like a sort of a hyperbolized version of real life, basically. It's you'll find things that are relatable, but they're a little bit more insane than I guess they would be in the real world. I think so.
Yeah, I think it's about also just navigating your 20s and realizing that sometimes the people around you, like your friends and even sometimes your family, are kind of messed up adults with their own problems, and that you shouldn't necessarily listen to everything they say or follow their advice. And I think that's hard for Sarah to do, to start to kind of figure out who she is outside of this world that she's in.
That's a good question. I do like a sense of control. I do like a sense of, I don't like to force it on people. I like to have control of my own life. I like to think that I'm fulfilling a sort of destiny, that there's a fate that's maybe set out for me that I can follow, and everything will come to pass. But then over time I realized that maybe that's not so much the case, and you've just got to sort of roll with the punches and let life do its thing. So I think especially in this season, that's the way I associate to Rachel, in the sense that you can be steadfast on something and think you're going to get to the end, and it might just not turn out that way. Something might hit you a curveball, and you've just got to take life as it comes. That's how I associate with Rachel in this season.
Okay.
I think for me, it's that thing of like figuring out who you are. Sarah is really testing the boundaries of who she is and who she is by herself, not in association to the people around her. And that is really scary. And I've definitely been through that, and I really identify with that.